Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night? Your mind racing with anxious thoughts about all the things that could go wrong in your life? That gnawing sensation in your stomach, the tightness in your chest. These are the physical manifestations of our tendency to care too deeply about things that are ultimately beyond our control. This fundamental human experience is precisely what Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king of ancient Rome, sought to address through his profound meditations on Stoic philosophy. Before we dive in, if you're new here, we'd love for you to join our mindful community. Hit that subscribe button, give this video a like if you're ready for this conversation, and don't forget to share it with someone who might need to hear this today. One conversation at a time. Marcus Aurelius occupied the most powerful position in the known world during his reign from 161 to 180 AD. As Roman Emperor, he commanded vast armies, governed millions of subjects, and had access to every conceivable luxury and indulgence available in the ancient world. Yet historical accounts consistently portray him as a man of remarkable self-restraint and discipline, who deliberately chose to forego the decadent pleasures that corrupted so many of his predecessors. This wasn't merely personal preference. It was a conscious philosophical choice rooted in his deep commitment to Stoic principles. He understood that true freedom and power come not from external circumstances, but from mastering one's own mind and desires. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies a crucial distinction that can transform how we experience life's challenges. The ancient Stoics, particularly Epictetus, who heavily influenced Marcus Aurelius, taught that all things in existence can be divided into two categories: those within our complete control, our judgments, values, and voluntary actions, and those outside our control, everything else in the external world. This simple yet profound insight carries enormous implications for how we navigate daily life. When we find ourselves distressed or suffering, it's almost always because we've mistakenly invested our emotional energy in things that don't truly belong to us, other people's opinions, unpredictable events, or circumstances we can't change. Consider how this plays out in modern life. You might spend hours worrying about an upcoming job interview, agonizing over every possible thing that could go wrong. Your heart races as you imagine stumbling over your words, the interviewers looking unimpressed, or being rejected for the position. But here's the crucial Stoic insight. The actual outcome of that interview isn't in your control. What is in your control? Your preparation, your attitude, and how you choose to respond regardless of the result. This distinction makes all the difference between needless suffering and empowered action. Marcus Aurelius left us a timeless piece of wisdom about dealing with the future. Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. This passage reveals several layers of Stoic wisdom. First, it acknowledges our natural tendency to be disturbed by future uncertainties. Second, it reminds us that we already possess the mental tools, reason, perspective, resilience, to handle whatever comes our way. Third, it suggests that the way we handle present challenges is the best preparation for future ones. The future only torments us because we allow our minds to dwell on it prematurely before we actually have anything concrete to deal with. Our relationship with the past presents a different but equally problematic challenge. Human beings have a peculiar tendency to cling to past events long after they have occurred, replaying them in our minds as if our mental rehashing could somehow change what already happened. We torture ourselves with thoughts like, "if only I had," or "I should have." These mental patterns reveal a fundamental misunderstanding of time's nature. The past is gone forever, existing now only as electrical impulses in our brains. Marcus Aurelius described the past as indifferent, not because past events lack significance, but because they no longer have any objective existence outside our memory and interpretation. The present moment, according to Stoic philosophy, is where our true power lies. Right now, as you read these words, you're experiencing the only time that truly exists, the eternal now. Yet most of us spend our present moments either regretting the past or worrying about the future, thereby missing the only time we actually have any agency over. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself that the quality of our lives depends entirely on how we use these present moments. Do we meet them with virtue and reason, or do we squander them in discontent and resistance to reality? This brings us to perhaps the most challenging yet liberating Stoic practice, the discipline of acceptance. Modern people often misunderstand this as passive resignation, but Stoic acceptance is actually an active, courageous stance toward reality. When Marcus Aurelius compared those who resist life's flow to pigs kicking at slaughter, he was illustrating how futile and undignified it is to struggle against what cannot be changed. The wise person recognizes what is outside their control and focuses their energy instead on their response, the one thing they can always control. If these ideas resonate with you, I invite you to join our growing community at Reason and Resolve, where we explore how ancient wisdom can help us navigate modern challenges. Together, we can cultivate the mental resilience and clarity that Marcus Aurelius showed us is possible, even in the midst of life's inevitable difficulties. As we reflect on Marcus Aurelius's wisdom, we arrive at a profound realization. Much of our suffering stems not from life itself, but from where we choose to direct our care and attention. The Stoic path doesn't ask us to become indifferent to everything, but rather to become radically selective about what deserves our emotional investment. As we conclude, I leave you with this final reflection. What single thought pattern or worry have you been carrying that upon closer examination falls into that category of things outside your control? How might your life change if you could consciously release your grip on it just for today? The answer to that question may hold the key to greater peace and effectiveness in your life. Imagine your mind as a garden. Every worry, every anxious thought, every regret is like a weed that steals nutrients from the flowers you actually want to grow. The practice of caring less isn't neglect. It's the careful cultivation of your mental space. When you stop watering the weeds of things outside your control, you create room for what truly matters to flourish. Remember, the goal isn't to stop caring entirely, but to care more wisely, investing your finite emotional energy where it can actually make a difference. That's the true art of living that Marcus Aurelius dedicated his life to mastering, and it's an art available to each of us here and now. This week, I challenge you to conduct a simple but powerful experiment. Each time you feel stressed or upset, pause and ask, is this within my control? If not, consciously release your grip on it. Even just slightly redirect that mental energy towards something you can actually influence. You might be surprised how much lighter you feel when you stop carrying the weight of the uncontrollable. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our upcoming discussions. Final question to ponder. What's one area of your life where caring less could actually help you live more? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insight might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius showed us 2,000 years ago, and as remains true today, your greatest power lies not in controlling life's circumstances, but in mastering your response to them.